what's good? B2J135 YouTube. What is going on? Yes, I am back from work and getting that bonus money, what you know. And yeah, trying to, get that GameFly open and gotta get uh the good stuff happening. Um how y'all doing? Anyway, it's time for another battle. So let's get it started. Yeah. This is a Smogon battle against MAUD. I don't even know what to say about that one. Anyway, he brings in his Whimsicott. I go for my QB. Gotta bring in that sunlight, rocking that, gotta have that sunlight going. That sunlight team, number one. He brings in the sub. I was like, substitute. That's interesting. I go for the fire blast. That's definitely gonna break the sub. If it doesn't break the sub, somebody's cheating. Anyway, pretty much reveals that he has leftovers after this. So I'm like, okay, so you got the lefties. You're not a light screener, so that's good. He brings in his Jellicent, and I'm like, Jellicent? Okay. Hopefully he gets burned, but it really doesn't have to worry about that, because I actually had a plan in mind since I'm using a Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot Ninetales QB. I go for the Nasty Plot next turn, and I actually get a crit on that. That crit was very lucky of me. I didn't really need that either, but yeah. Crit goes in, and he reveals that he has leftovers as well, which is kind of obvious. Go for the Nasty Plot, getting ready to get that big +2 SP. Yeah, what you know. He goes for the Surf. I was like, yeah, that's not an issue. That's probably one of the reasons I didn't switch, because, low special attack plus Drought Out equals not too much damage done. I finally go for, everybody not expecting this, that Solar Beam, because Energy Ball is not strong enough for me. I gotta go for that Solar Beam. I gotta take these Pokemon out, because when you got Jellicents running around, it's an issue. Yeah. So go for that big, bad Solar Beam to the dome, to the crown. Yeah, he almost dies, because, Jellicent is a very, very defensive, especially defensive Pokemon, so it's an issue. He goes for another Surf. I'm like, yeah, you can keep that up. It's not gonna matter. He decides, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna pack it in. So I go for that big, bad Solar Beam to the dome, to the crown. To the crown. The crown is the dome, actually. If you think about it in layman's. Okay, never mind. That takes him out. Yeah, that is some good fried jellyfish. Yeah. All right. He brings back in his Whimsicott. I go for the Fire Blast, but I don't get the chance to because I got Encore. So I'm like, oh, you're that type of set. Okay, I have to deal with this shit. Okay, so go for that Solar Beam. The Solar Beam is actually, still +2, even though Whimsicott has the Grass type, and it's still going to do a whole lot because Whimsicott isn't very defensive, as you saw there. So I'm like, okay, did that much? Damn. I think I'm going to keep my QB in and see how much I can do with it. He goes for the Leech Seed, trying to get them souls started. I'm like, yeah, okay, but you're about to die. So he goes for another Solar Beam, and it doesn't kill it, but it still does a whole lot of damage. So I'm like, wow, yeah, this guy is about to die. You get no more subs for you, so don't have to worry about that. He's like, okay, you know what? I don't want to lose my Whimsicott just yet. So I'm going to get this leftover and get these souls, leave me at 60 HP, and I'm going to bring in that nasty red bug. You know, that big, that bad, that Masamune. No, that's Scizor, yeah. Scizor takes the Solar Beam like a champ, of course. I mean, you got Bug, and then you got Steel. That's ×4 quadra defenses. Yeah, he's going to take that like a champ, as you can see. It did a bit more than I thought it would, though. Just a little bit more, but yeah, he gets recovered, so it's not much. Then he gets the souls, and I'm left with 25 HP. I'm like, okay, I need to switch this guy out, because I don't want to get that Bullet Punch going, so I'm switching him out, and I bring in that Drudge Pet. Okay, Drudge Pet is Heatran, but the reason it's called Drudge Pet is because it looks like a Drudge creature from the Conduit 1, and because it's orange, and then that one... forget about it. Just watch the battle. He switches into his Haxorus, that Dodongo, which is actually a pretty good nickname. I'm like, okay, Haxorus. I ain't too worried about it. So I'm gonna go for. He thinks I'm gonna switch because he's gonna switch. I actually go for the Stealth Rocks. So I'm like, I ain't scared of that. I'm just gonna bring in my rocks, get my rocks off. Yes. Okay, he brings in that Ferrothorn. I'm like, okay, Ferrothorn. That's interesting. So I'm gonna bring out my Drudge Pet, go back into my Emerald and start setting up because what are you gonna do to me? What is a Ferrothorn gonna do to a Heatran? But he surprised me. Actually goes for the Thunder Wave. I'm like, okay, so he's either gonna do that or Leaf Seed. So yeah, he kind of got me there. I'm like, okay, you can do that. Well, hey, I can do that too. I go for the Glare, and that probably wasn't the best idea because I'm not sure if he had Gyro Ball or not. But you know, 50% chance of full paralysis is wonderful. Then he gets his rocks off. I'm like, that's gonna be a bit of an issue. So I bring up my Reflect, you know, gotta get them defenses up, bring them the Reflects, you know, this is the best thing this snake can do. It's so fast bringing that Reflect, but then when you get paralyzed, you're like, it's not that great. He goes for that Whip, you know, it's not gonna do that much, especially with the Reflect up. He brings back in his Whimsicott, so I'm like, oh, here we go with this thing again, but he takes them rocks. It's not gonna kill it yet because, you know, he's still Whimsicott. I goes for the Light Screen, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna switch out because I don't want to get taunted by this thing because it's just taunting Superior is just no good. So I go switch out, bring back my QB for Death Fodder because I want to see what other move he's gonna use. I'm like, he's got to have something else. So what is he gonna do? Hurricane? Not in the sunlight. It's gonna miss. So QB's Death Fodder, he goes in for the Stun Spore. I'm like, oh, okay, so you have Stun Spore. Okay, that's no problem. So I'm just going to bring in my Suicide Pokemon, my Glass Cannon Pokemon. Just bring him in real quick. That big, bad, little boss. Big teeny. Yeah, with that V-Create. Actually, don't go for the V-Create, though. I saved that for later. He goes for the Sun Spore anyway. Like, yeah, I pretty much know that was going to happen. No, nothing to get around that for. I actually go for the Zen Headbutt here because I want to save the V-Create for other things that he might have. But that's the end of Whimsicott, so no more Whimsy for you. No more Whimsy for you! And he brings in that big, bad Fire Monkey. No, not the other one. This one. Daruma, a.k.a. Darmanitan. So, this guy's a really bad Pokemon Judge. You can see in other videos like a Shofu. This guy, that Flare Blitz, that Life Orb, that Stab, that Sunlight, it's dead. But he doesn't do that. He actually goes for the Stone Edge. I'm like, okay. Here's what you should have did. If you were me, you would have did this, V-Create. But you're not me, so you can't do V-Create, so I'll do it for you. To the dome! Get wrecked! Yes, he got wrecked. And look at this. Just look at this. Look at that. To the dome! No crit necessary. Okay, you know, you got the Life Orb, of course. You got the Sunlight in. But you resist fire, but you still die, so... Yeah, and then you got the rocks, Stealth Rocks, so... That was like the highlight of the match, man. I'm like, damn, that did that much? Wow, this game is just ridiculous now. He goes back into his Dodongo, thinking I'm going to switch out, which actually, I'm like, you know what? Just kill it. I'm not even going to deal with it. He goes for the Dragon Claw, and that is the end of Lil Boss. I decided to switch out after, well, don't switch out. I decided to bring in that Jumbo, Mo Jumbo, whip that head back and forth. Anyway, he switches into, because he's scared of the, I'm guessing he's scared of the Sleep Powder. He goes into his Ferrothorn, which is actually a pretty good play, because I actually go for the knockoff, but it takes out the lefty, so it's good there. So I do take the Iron Bars, but it's pretty much revealed that he has lefties and not Rocky Helmet, so that was good on my end. Not many people rock Ferrothorn with a Rocky Helmet. I'm like the only one, but yeah, I do use it because I just love that extra damage you get. Get them lefties. I go for the Earthquake, and he thinks I'm going to switch because I don't have anything else. He actually didn't know I had Earthquake. So I get the Leaf Guard off. It does not affect Mo Jumbo because that Leaf Guard protects me. Yeah, that beautiful Sunlight. Thank you, Ninetales. He thinks I'm going to switch again. So I go for another Earthquake. He thinks I'm going to switch again. So he actually goes for another Thunder Wave. So I'm like, what? You were predicting, son. What you doing? Yeah. Anyway. Now I think he switches in because he's like, oh, this is no good. There's nothing I can do against this thing. This is too defensive. So he brings in his Scizor, that big bad red bug. That nasty. You can't squash that boy with your foot. Anyway. I go for the Earthquake. You know, Scizor's going to take that like a champ because, you know, it's got that bug typing. It's going to do little bit, just like before with Superior. I think it was. I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to deal with the X scissors, the bug bite, the U-turn, whatever's going to come in. So I'm like, let me just switch out this guy and bring in my Heatran so I can take him out. He actually predicts that really well. Either that or he didn't predict me switching to Heatran, but he goes for the Brick Break, and I think he knew I was going to switch into Heatran for that. I'm like, oh, this is going to hurt, but then again, my Heatran's pretty good. It got good defenses, so he takes that, and I'm like, whew. Now I finally get to take out this thing. I'm finally about to get rid of this bug because I just hate this thing so much. Oh, I'm going to go for that big bad Fire Blast, but he switches. I'm like, Arr! But it's still gonna hurt that Dodongo right there. Just look how much this Fire Blast is about to do. It's going to be like, oh. It's not going to kill it, but it did a nice, wonderful amount. I was like, yes. Yes, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh. Almost died. Almost died. If I had a crit, he would have been done. So I'm like, I don't want to take that Earthquake. I switch him out. Go for the Drudge Pet. Bring out my Windows 7. That big bad Porygon 2. I'm going to take that Mold Breaker from you, son. What you doing? Yeah. Mold Breaker's kind of useless in this match, though. There's no point in having it on Windows 7. But I break the mold. Goes for the Earthquake. That's not going to do a whole lot because, you know, got that Eviolite going, that big, nice defenses, got nice HP. And he loses it because he used the Light Core. So, sucks for you. Brings back in that big, bad red bug, and I'm getting prepared for another Thunderbolt. Brick Break's not going to do a whole lot because he didn't get the Sword Stand off. He didn't get that +2, so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take that. No problem, no problem. I'm trying to get that Parahacks going. I'm trying to be cheap, get that Parahacks, but you know, just very rare chance that you'll get that. I didn't want to go for the Ice Beam because in Sunlight, it's 0 chance of you getting the Pokemon frozen with any ice move. So I bring in my Emerald. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get you paralyzed one way or another. He goes for the, I believe he goes for the +2 here because he thought I was gonna keep it and try to go for another Thunderbolt. Then he's gonna go for Bullet Punch. But no, I go into my Emerald, who's still got a lot of health. That health. And I go for the Glare and get it paralyzed. I'm all happy. He goes for the Brick Break, of course, because he's faster because, you know, got paralyzed by that damn Ferrothorn. I take it, of course, because we all know Espeon, oh my god, we all know Superior is a very defensive Pokemon. He's got very good defense. It's like, yes, this is the Pokemon I'm going to pick to be my partner. This guy is very quick, very good defenses. Attack's not all that great, but he's just one of my favorite starters. My favorite grass starter, anyway. Go for that Reflect. No, I'm not sure how long that's going to last because I did get the Parahacks off. So I decided, like, okay, we're just gonna just in case, bring this Reflect up, switch him out, bring back in my Heatran. He goes for the Bullet Punch, of course. I was surprised. I thought he would went for the Brick Break, but he's like, I don't want to deal with this Snake anymore. It might be messing up the rest of my team. Like, you don't have any more team left. You only got like 1 Pokemon left. So gets that BP, gets that health, goes into Drudge Pet, and I'm going to finally take out this Scizor, the bane of my existence. Now that I'm faster than it. Of course, he goes for the Bullet Punch, hoping to get another Crit Hacks, which he won't get. It's just not happening. This just won't happen. Finally take him out with that big, bad Fire Blast. Raw! That hot fire! He spits hot fire! Okay, I'm gonna stop. Finally take him out. I'm just like, yes, oh, thank you. Now I just got one thing left to do with this Ferrothorn. All I need is one more. Just one more, and I'm done. I go for it, and I miss! And I'm like, oh, you're just wasting my time. He goes for the Thunder Wave because, you know, he doesn't have anything to stop me. I quad resist the guy. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just finish off. Just stop. Go for that. Oh, that hot fire! He spits it. He just... Pah! Have you ever seen Pokemon Battle Revolution? Just like... Pah! Just comes out of his mouth. Anyway. Take out that Ferrothorn, and that is good game MAUD from Smogon. Yeah, that was a wonderful match, and I will probably be uploading more things later to come in the year. Well, probably sometime tomorrow, later today, I don't know. But, yep, rate, comment, subscribe. I'm doing Baron of my narrations, as you can see, and I actually wrote everything down before I did this battle, so, yeah. Once again, rate, comment, subscribe. This is B2J135 signing out. You guys have a blessed day. Yeah.